My name is Carson. Welcome back to Thrifty Garage. In today's video, we're going to turn this Bobcat T66 from this to this. Here we have our Bobcat T66 skid steer. We just finished this full wrap. This wrap is made by Graphix. Really happy with this whole kit. Really gives it kind of an industrial look, kind of an armored look to it. Works great for equipment, and allowed us to put our logo on the back here. Got our company name on here. Really great offering from Graphix. We've even got our motto up there. In today's video, the main thing I want to do is share with you our experience in the install process and show you how it all went together. Now that it's all done, I can say I would definitely do it again. This is me from the future with another Graphix kit, and I've got some valuable information contained in this kit. So in this video was my initial experiences putting together the Graphix kit, and I want to share with you some things I've learned since then at the beginning of this video, so you have the same information I do now. So right here on this kit for our E35, we've got about our graphic wraps, recommended tools before installing, installation, and a disclaimer. All of this was not included on our initial one. One thing I love about the Graphix company is they are fast-paced, fast-moving, fast-growing company. I first saw them about 6 months ago on Instagram, and in the last 6 months, their company has just hit the market with a splash and is doing crazy stuff. And so because of that, everything they're doing, they're tweaking as they go. So I don't know if all the kits look like this or have this information, but I wouldn't surprise me if they continue to add more and more things like this as they continue to develop their business and become better. So about our graphic wraps. A lot of very valuable information there. I felt it necessary to precurse this video with this information so that you are going into the installation process with the most valuable information you can have. We tried a different method. We actually try the soap method, and as I'm learning, these graphics can be applied and removed and reapplied multiple times as long as you're not putting pressure on the kit and making it stick fully, or using a heat gun to fully set in that graphic, the adhesion. You can totally remove this and put it back on without any errors. So that is one thing that we learned through this video, is we learned over time it is actually easier to install this kit dry. And we will, as we do the E35, we've got this kit now. It has the installation guide right here where it shows you where every single piece goes on your machine. I am told that the E35 is a more complicated machine than the T66, which makes sense. The T66 is more square, boxy, flat panels, whereas E35 has a lot of curved corners. So we will see how difficult it truly is, but I'm excited to put this kit together. We will possibly do a whole install video on this E35 as well, but we have the full T66 video already edited, and I'm going to input this clip up on the front end of that video. It's probably a little bit hard to tell, but I've already started this project. Here we've got two pieces that I've removed from the sticker kit here and put them on the machine. They did a great job of matching the colors. So up top here, we've got one right there, and this other one's just an orange sticker. There's no topographic map on that one. So I wanted to test those out. And what I learned in just doing a dry sticker run is I want to try the soap method. So I want to get a spray bottle with a little bit of Dawn soap, spray this, get it on wet, and then squeegee it off. And I think that will allow me to have a little bit of flexibility in order to do these long pieces. I'm worried if I'm slightly high, slightly low, slightly crooked, that's going to stick on and be permanent. And if I have the soap method, hopefully I can slide that around a little bit. So we'll give that a go, see how all that works, and tell you if we recommend it or not. Got that first logo done on those fins. Still need to cover up the Bobcat. So what I ended up doing here, I ended up spraying my soapy mix on here, applying the sticker, and then mostly just squeegeeing out this middle flat spot. These ends are still kind of loose, but I kind of just centered it left to right, use those fins as a guide to figure out the averages, The vinyl kit does say some trimming is necessary, and this bottom one does have about a 1/16 of an inch overhang. The top is flush. The rest of these tend to have like an 1/8 of an inch give up or down, and the stickers are not perfect side to side. Again, this one's probably the worst of all of them, but actually really good fitment overall. So my plan now is to take the heat gun and to basically heat this whole sticker on, try and melt out any water, and then also get these ends hot and flexible and then press them into place. So kind of just using a rag to dry it off, and then also my fingers have found to kind of work the best to apply these corners, like this top one I did. As far as the Bobcat sticker, I decided to leave this sticker in place. I'm going to try to apply my sticker over top of it and just see how much of this ridge you can see. I don't think that when we go to remove this vinyl that that sticker will be viable at that point, but just trying to save prep work and just testing it out, see if that works. On this side of the machine, we debadged everything. This T66 logo was scratched, so we had to remove that one. But this one is in really good condition still, so we're going to try to wrap over top of this one too. Probably wait on that one until we find out how this one looks like on the back. This one's a lot smaller, so if it doesn't turn out well, we don't want to have it look worse on the side of the machine here. But really excited how that turned out. Honestly, I'd be happy just leaving that with the JR underneath the Bobcat. That kind of looks cool. It's kind of like a hidden logo, but we'll still probably plan on putting the top portion on there. As I'm applying this, I've been thinking about it, and I really think it's almost unnecessary to wrap these fins. 2 reasons for wrap. Number 1, logo. Number 2, protection. So if I'm worried about protecting these fins, 100% need to put those on. You can see here we've already got some scratches in this machine. Again, this is a low hour machine. I think we've got about 60 hours on it currently. But these scratches are what we're trying to prevent. So if we're worried about that, we'll definitely wrap those. But I think for now, my main concern is getting these main vinyls put on and then just seeing how it turns out. I think if I were to reorder this kit again, I really love the topographic map. I think it adds a lot of cool detail to this, but I might even spec that out to be a matching color so it just blends, and then really all I'm getting is the JR logo. But just thoughts for anybody making an order or just wanting to go this direction. But anyways, I'm going to put the heat gun on this and apply this vinyl, and then we'll move to another section. As we're going, this is looking pretty good. I'm kind of learning as I'm going. A couple of learning experiences on here, and now I can use it on this panel. So I've got a couple areas up here where I've gotten water trapped in here, and you can't tell until you heat it up, and then it'll start kind of wrinkling. While we're talking about learning experiences, I guess we can talk about this sticker that's underneath here, the Bobcat sticker. You can barely see that outline. If you're looking for it, I don't think it's a big deal, but you can see it if you decide to leave that. This back one, you cannot really tell. But in order to prevent that water from getting trapped in there, it's kind of hard to do on these where you've got a weld mark. Those welds just kind of hold water. I think the best thing to do there is heat it up and then prick it with a pin and then just let that water come out with the heat gun. But what I can do on this panel is I've got this whole side applied. I got it all wet, situated it as best I could. These vinyls are not perfect. I mean, this one, we've got about an 1/8 inch of sticker hanging out right there. We're right on the edge right there. This is about perfect, and that's kind of what I was using to line me up. These also I was using to line up. I was kind of pushing it against the farthest edge of these real tight. I'm right on that bolt. Pretty good right there. But along this side right here, when I wrap this corner, I can just take a rag and wipe this down, use the heat gun, dry it off, and then as I roll this around the corner, I don't have any water in there, and it seems to go a lot better by doing that. So learning as I'm going. Another tip, word of advice that I'd recommend is I rolled this out probably a week or so before I actually ended up getting this project. You can see here we've got dirty footprints in here. I would recommend a very clean work environment. Got little specks of dirt and dust that have stacked onto that sticker, and they're pretty much stuck on there. So not much I can do about that now. When I rolled this out, I did notice that these gaps formed as this vinyl kind of stretched, and so it makes it easier to kind of grab it with a knife and get in there, but that also is a place for all this dirt to kind of sit until you go to peel it up, and then it's kind of sitting on all the edges as well. So stay clean. It will definitely help with application and make for a cleaner install. So far, really just minor trimming. One area on both sides that needed trimmed is this guy right here, where it comes up to this weld. You can see this one's got probably 1.5 inch overlap. The other side is a little bit less. But other than that, everything's been really pretty decent fitment. I assume a lot of the discrepancies are probably just discrepancies in manufacturing for the machine, not just how their cuts are. So making good progress, getting this left side done. here's our leftovers. This front piece, have not installed that yet. Main reason for that is we didn't do the prep work, so this Bobcat needs to go. This Bobcat has a ding in it, so that sticker needs to go so there's not a bump in there. We did install over several existing stickers. We're really without flaw, so here there is a slight edge on that sticker, and there's a sticker underneath here as well. Really not very visible. So it's not a big deal, at least to me anyways, to put over those stickers, but we haven't cleaned that up. So that vinyl will kind of U-shape right here. We've got two little wings that go up top there, and that whole front section. So I haven't put that on yet. These are for the back fins. They go right here, and from a distance, I think it's really hard to even tell that. Like I said, number one reason for putting this kit on is the logo. Graphix. Number two, protection. This panel already had dings and dents in it, so that's covered. I don't think these are going to get a lot of damage, so I'm not concerned about protection. And if they were going to get damaged, it's going to be on this outer ridge, which is not protected by the vinyl anyways. My wife has threatened me that she's going to come install those on, but for now, they're not on. These pieces right here are just the cutout from those back fins. Those do not need to be installed, and that's everything. Here's our little sheet of cutoffs. We did have a few things that needed to be removed. This larger one was from this piece right here on the arm. And on the front of the arm here, you can see we're right on the weld line. So needed to remove a little bit there. That one's from the opposite side, so a little bit less. We had a few of these little fins from these corner pieces wrapping around here. These bottom ones, some of them were a little bit long. And then this piece was extra right here underneath the backside here, which mimicked this handle piece, as well as we had a cutoff from this that went up and over here that was extra. So very minimal trimming. They did say in their marketing material that some trimming is required. Very minimal though, not an issue at all. So in conclusion, my recommended installation method would be, it depends. If you've got a big panel like this one, where you've got lots of little dots, this panel definitely makes sense to use the soap method. Allows you the flexibility to reinstall, reapply. But I did find as I went along, I got better at simply sticking it on dry. It does seem to go on easier dry. It sticks easier, it sticks better. You don't have to press out all the water. So if you feel comfortable doing it dry, as many panels as you can do dry, the better. And then a couple of these panels, like this one, these didn't quite line up. If I just laid the sticker flat, that top piece kind of wanted to go up high. But all I did there is I just heated this up, and it allowed me to turn it and kind of send it the right direction, make this look really straight, and then that also looked really straight coming down here. A couple of panels I modified. I think this one had a seam right here to begin with, but on the other side, this one has the cabin air filter right here, so this bottom panel stops right here, and then it had another one that started right there, and that one went all the way up and around. That was kind of a hard piece to fit, and with all of these ridges in here, I didn't really want to get this one wet, so I ended up cutting this one and applying that sticker in two portions, and that actually worked out really well and pretty seamless too from a distance. These stickers, what I kind of did here was I wet this portion, got that portion applied, and then kind of lined this up, and then this sticker would fall down, and I ended up drying that off and then made it that easier to put on that sticker. I still have a little bit of work. A couple of these panels, these ridges were probably the hardest. This sticker was the second one I put on, and this one turned out a lot better. But this one on this side, you can kind of see, does have some air pockets in here, so I need to get the heat gun out. I need to heat that up and press those together and then prick that and let that air out. But this one is probably the worst panel of all the ones I did. You can see here another bubble. And what happens is the sun comes out as it heats up that air inside there, and then that air expands, and then you can see bubbles. So obviously that needs to be fixed so that that sticker is sticking against that. So about our graphic wraps. Dirty Graphix wraps are highly durable. These 16 mil thick vinyl graphic wraps are made with exclusive air pass technology. Tiny channels have been cut into our highly aggressive, pressure-sensitive adhesive to give you the best final product for heavy equipment. This means absolutely no liquid is required for installation. That being said, our Graphix are not indestructible. It is critical that proper cleaning and installation procedures are used in order to ensure your vinyl graphic wraps lasts. Please carefully follow the instructions below for the best results when cleaning your machine and installing your wrap. Recommended tools. Dirty Graphix application kit can be purchased at dirtygraphix.com. 4-inch felt squeegee, Dirty Graphix adhesive remover, Dirty Graphix pre-cleaner and surface prep liquid, Dirty Graphix cleaner and application fluid, small utility blade, snap-off style recommended, paper towels, dye-free, lint-free, heat gun or hair dryer, application key, a buddy for moral support and help on larger pieces. Before installing, roll out your new vinyl graphic wrap and let it sit for at least 1 hour. Remove any pre-existing graphics using heat optional. If leaving the factory decals on, you may slightly see them underneath your wrap. Remove any remaining adhesive using the DG adhesive remover or 90% isopropyl alcohol. Apply the DG pre-cleaner. Do not use any oil-based products to clean your machine, i.e. W40, Pledge, etc. We also have used diesel in the past to clean our equipment before. These will leave on an oily residue behind and can cause issues with adhesion. Apply DG cleaner until all surfaces are completely clean of any dirt, grease, grime, lint, etc. Installation. Apply graphic wrap at room temperatures between 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure proper adhesion. Before handling your graphic wrap, make sure your hands are clean and free from any dirt, grease, or oils. Step 1. Lift a piece of the graphic wrap off the backing. Apply larger pieces first and hold it above the area it is to be applied, getting as close as possible to the correct position. Lightly adhere one corner of the wrap piece to the machine and rotate the opposite corner until it is positioned properly. It is best to line up your piece over bolt cutouts to ensure proper alignment. Lightly apply the opposite corner. Step 3. If you are satisfied with the position, run your finger or thumb down the center of the wrap piece and to adhere it. If you are not satisfied with the position, it is okay to remove the adhered corners and retry. Step 4. Lift up one end of the wrap piece and pull it back towards the center already adhered area. Step 5. While keeping the wrap piece off the machine with one hand, use the opposite hand to squeegee in and up and down in strokes across the piece starting from where the center is already adhered. Use a squeegee to complete the other half. Step 6. Continue steps 1 through 5 until all wrap pieces are applied, then go over the entire wrap with a heat gun. Trim any excess overhanging edges on the wrap. Step 7. Let your wrap sit for at least 6 hours for the adhesive to fully cure before using the machine. 24 hours is highly recommended. Disclaimer. Dirty Graphix is not responsible for any installation errors or damage to the wrap as a result of improper installation or mishandling. Overall, I'm very pleased with the outcome. It was really not that difficult. Take some time, a little bit of learning curve. Hopefully I taught you something here. There's lots of better vinyl installers than myself online, so you know, you could probably even pay a shop to install this kit. But overall, pretty easy. Lessons learned. Didn't have any catastrophic mistakes to where I couldn't come out of it. Trimmed little things here and there, but you know, a little bit of prep work. I think, you know, I probably have a day or two into this. Had some employees help on it, but labor-wise, a day or two, plan on it. I'm happy with not removing the stickers if your stickers are in good condition still. Let's talk about cost real quick. When we purchased our E35, we wanted to put some marketing material on it, so we got this perforated decal for this back glass, and so you can see it's got little holes in it so you can see through it. Just our logo on the back there, really clean, simple. That was $70 installed a couple of years ago. And then this year with the T66 in this machine, I wanted to update this a little bit, add our company name up here, put our logo on it, maybe put a phone number on the back. We've got a little bit of room to market on this. And so I got a quote from them, and for both machines installed, it was gonna be about $1,400 bucks. But the signage on that would be just very rudimentary and simple. It would just be words. It would just be the logo, you know, a two-tone, whatever the background color is, and then the logo color. Really just a simple graphic. And I know it's a lot more for this kit, but you really get a lot more out of it. It's going to be a completely changed machine. We've actually got something in the works for this machine too, to kind of update this one. So a little bit more of an investment, but I think just a completely different product. Nothing wrong with this, but this is what the vinyl would have looked like on the equipment if I would have gone with the other quote. Just a very simple, rudimentary design. We've also got up on the cab here, again, company name and logo, and just the two-tone simple effect. Not quite the same. This is just cool looking, unique, 100% unique. No one else has anything like this. We've got it away in storage for the summer, but in here we've got our snow plow, and we also put our Jasper Ridge logo, JR logo, on the front of it, just using a 12-inch vinyl cutter. That's kind of how I started the business. My enclosed trailer, I did my own decal work on that. My snow plow, I did my own decal work, and I just used strips, 12-inch strips, and I made a bigger decal than what was necessary. It worked, got the job done. It was really cheap material-wise, and then it was just my labor time. And as the business has grown, I've invested more and more into marketing and doing a nicer setup. And these machines with the dirty graphics, it really is a completely different machine. It's going to stand out, and it's going to advertise my business whenever we're on a job. Everyone's going to see that whenever we're driving around town. It's going to catch people's eye, and they're going to look us up and reach out to us about having work done. So that's the idea. I think that's the end of this video. Hopefully it was helpful, and if you decide to go with this kit, decide to install this, hopefully it helps your ease of install. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching Thrifty Garage.